Alright, so today I am going to bring this video to explain why I think the ward Chalice is a bad pickup on support. It's also called Chalice of the Oracle, and why I don't get that I see a lot of NA supports doing it. So let's start out with reading out what the Chalice of the Oracle actually does. So what it does, it says that this consumable places a ward that allows you to see normal enemy movements within 45 units. That's like a normal ward. It does respect line of sight and can see through walls or stealth. So it's not like the old, there was actually like an active or what, yeah, it's called relics now. The old actives where you had the ward relic that could see through walls. It does not do that anymore, and then it remains for 3 minutes or until it's killed, just like a regular ward. This Chalice, for the specialist, it comes with 2 wards, and they're refilled every time you go back, right? And it sells for 0 gold. So, let's go through the maths real fast on the item. So normal ward, similar to the one in the ward Chalice, costs 50 gold, the Chalice costs 400 gold, and the ward has a lifetime of 3 minutes, as we just heard. So I want to calculate how many wards do you need to place with this Chalice before it's worth it, and you need to place 8 wards. That's pretty simple, and this means you need to back 4 times, right? Because you're gonna be getting 2 wards every time you're back. So the theoretical efficiency is where we take number of backs and we divide it with the ward lifetime, and then we have a theoretical efficiency of 12 minutes. So if you place down, it's like you place down a ward, then you back and place them on the exact moment that you like deplaced them. So it takes you 12 minutes to get full value out of the item. Then you are like back to even, or what you can say. The item bought itself in. Right, this is the argument for it. That it takes 12 minutes and that the item becomes super valuable, and then from there it's just free gold. Yeah, it's so good. So the highest theoretical efficiency is 12 minutes to get the max value. But first of all, this is not true. I think the highest practical efficiency you could get would be around 13 minutes, because you need to run out of base, place the ward. You can't really place the ward on top of each other, and you're gonna have a really hard time in a normal game timing your backs if you're like saying, okay, I'm gonna prove EmilZy wrong and get like see my last 2 wards die before 12 minutes. Like, sure, you can probably do that, but then you lose the game because of it. Alright, so I'm gonna start saying what I think the bad things about this item is now and why you shouldn't build it, and then I'll like tell you why you should build it as well. So items don't sell for anything. This item that doesn't sell, it's a 0 gold you get for selling it. That's bad. The thing about this as well is your wards can get countered. So let's say you place a ward on top of a counter ward, a D ward. It's gonna give the enemy team 50 gold. So that makes your items 50 gold less worth it, because you just granted the enemy 50 gold for free. And then yes, of course you can argue that that would have happened with a normal ward as well, and that's true, but it kind of comes into the point that you're a bit more loose, you're a bit more careless with the wards of the Chalice, because you're like, they're free, right? Another thing is you don't back every 3 minutes. It's not like you're periodically gonna back every 3 minutes. Backs are inconsistent. Either you back with long gaps or you back with really small gaps because you're fighting, you want to do an objective and back before that, or you need to rotate somewhere. So you don't back every 3 minutes. And if you do this in SPL and ranked, people are gonna figure it out and they're gonna start abusing, knowing that you are gonna be in base at 3, 6, 9 and 12 and 15 minutes every single game you play. So that doesn't work out. Also, if you back often, you can't place the wards again, because then you already have placed the ward once, and if you place it again, that ward doesn't become fully valuable because it didn't spend its whole time, so it's not 50 gold worth. Let's say a ward is down for 2 minutes, then it's only worth 33 gold, right? Alright, so where do I get to? And that's the whole point of often as well. You'll place down 2 wards, you kind of tend to get a bit careless, you get the relic, you're like, yeah, I don't really care where my wards are, I'm just gonna keep smacking down the wards, and that doesn't make it more efficient that you can just smack down wards all over the place if you back a lot, because it's still the ward lifetime you need to look at, and the time you can have wards on the map doesn't change. That it's actually worse for you if you have to back all the time because you're like placing wards when you already have 2 wards down. That's not good. Um, and then you can like kind of say, well, you wouldn't do that if you wouldn't have if you would have normal wards, because if you have the normal wards, you're gonna be cost efficient about your own ward usage, because you don't want to buy wards. Like no one wants to buy wards, but you need to. So you're gonna be a lot more careful with placing wards, where you're like far more careless when you have the chalice. Also, you have a lack of sentries. So let's say you put down these wards in 12 minutes. You can't put down a single sentry in that time. You need to have sentries, right? But with this relic, I think it makes a lot of people less likely to buy sentries, and if they buy sentries, it makes the relic worse, like the oracle or the chalice. Like I'm saying relics, I mean the chalice, right? It's just bad, because then you need to like back 8 times if you buy a D ward every time, and then it suddenly becomes 24 minutes, and then it's not worth it at all, right? And that's with the theoretical highest or fastest you can do it. So you could say, well, you can use these wards to get wards in awkward spots, but it helps spot the enemy team if you don't get sentries, but it doesn't really help yourself. You can't really secure objectives. The enemy team still knows where you are. Sure, you can spot them out, but it doesn't help you as what sentry wards does. Is you both get vision, and you make sure they don't have vision of you. That's what this chalice is missing. Like, you are lacking sentry wards. Without sentries, you lose pressure, and then you lose objectives, and then you lose the game. It's that simple. Another argument you can make is the mid games. The whole meta is really early mid game meta right now. So the games are like decided in 20 minutes, and I think, let's say like around 75% of all SPL games are finished around 25 minutes. So it's short games, and shorter games make this chalice worse, right? The same goes for ranks. A lot of the rank games are just really small, really fast and quick, and you like F6. Another important thing is you miss out on your early game. You miss out on your boots timing, you miss out on your vanguard timing. If you get that, you're gonna have a delayed aura item like Gun of the Thieves, Sovereignty, Hard Ward, whatever you wanna get, it's gonna be delayed. The enemy support is gonna have it before you, which means they have a power play. And another thing about the chalice is that late game you wanna sell the chalice, because then you need to get a D ward and a relic. Like you wanna get Frenzy, you wanna get Blink. If you're playing like Svannes or Jep and you don't have Blink, you can get a combat Blink, and then you sell it. So it's like, okay, theoretically I can only have this item for 30 minutes, and I have all of these bad things that can happen right now. So why would I even go for it? Like, it's just delayed, you need to buy D wards. It's not good. So you can say, well, what if the game goes 40 minutes? I shouldn't sell or buy relics before I have a full build. Yeah, you should buy a Frenzy if you have an important fight, or you should buy a Blink if it can win you the game. That's what you do. It gives you more liberty to make plays if you don't have the chalice, because then you don't feel like, oh no, I have to sell it. Alright, so there's some reasons why you should not build the chalice. If you guys have any counter arguments, something you think I said was stupid, just comment and I will try and answer you. Reasons to build this item. Of course, you can make this argument. It's really efficient. It has insane value as soon as you get to minute 15 and you can place down your 9th and 10th ward, and then you're like, oh, 3 wards rest of the game. But theoretically, right, you don't really use normal wards late. You want sentries around 15 minutes. If you get your first sentry at 15 minutes as a support, that's just not good. You say, alright, I get this I see a lot of the enemy supporters picking it up and not getting boots. You run out and you ward, that's fine. But if you want early vision, you might as well just buy 2 wards, place the wards, get boots, get your potions anyway, because you have the money for that as a support. So it's like, kinda counters it a bit as well. And theoretically, it's a really good. Like, this is insane. Like, 12 minutes, then you don't need to worry about wards. But it just doesn't work in practice. It's kind of like Hide the Urchin. All the Fury crafters. Oh, this item is insane with 10 stacks. It's like the best item in the game, and even without any stacks, it's the best item in the game for like supports. And for tankiness, it's even better than Spirit Drop or whatever. And sure, but you don't think about it in practice. Like your team is gonna be missing out on auras if you don't have an urchin, just like your team's gonna be missing out on sentry wards if you have this, and your team's gonna have later auras or whatever. So I think we can say that the cons really outweighs the pro, and therefore you shouldn't go for the Chalice on supports. You could build it on other roles. I think it would be really good if you wanted to build it on other roles, but just please don't build it on supports. You can build it on mid, solo, maybe not even mid, maybe ADC, solo, because you don't really need D wards unless you want your jungle to gank. I don't know a lot about solo, so I'm just gonna quiet down. So just to like say what would make this item better, the Chalice, if one thing, if you could place 3 wards, if you could have 3 wards placed on the map at one time, this would make it a lot better, because you can get you can utilize it a lot and get the wards, and then it suddenly becomes really effective. That's one way you could make this good. You could reduce the gold cost to like 300, but that would make it kind of broken. So it's really hard with this Chalice to balance it, because either it's completely broken or it's useless. That's what we've seen with the Ward Relic. Either you get it every game or you don't. I think it's in a pretty balanced state right now, where you can like get it on some roles but not on others, and I think if it should get a bit of a buff, it should be like a 50 gold nerf or like 75 gold nerf or something really small like that. Yeah. So that was pretty much my video on the Ward Chalice. If you guys want like more videos with this explaining meta stuff, if you have any questions, I get asked a lot on stream about the Chalice, so that's why I just wanted to make a video about it. You should go ahead and ask me what you want me to do next. Also, I've been talking a bit to my stream about commentating or like analyzing some of our SPL games, so I sit down with someone and then we talk over the SPL games, say why did we do this and blah blah blah. It's not like we're gonna sit and commentate it and cast the game, but we'll talk through the game as we watch. It's kind of a friendly chat. So if you guys would like to see that, you should definitely tell me as well, because I'm not too sure about it yet. And yeah, thanks for watching, man. Remember to subscribe and share the video and whatever like sell out you say. Peace out.